So today we're going to dive into this really beautiful and honestly pretty profound piece of writing called Endless Walk. It's this amazing meditation on what life and meaning are all about, and we're going to break down the incredible journey it takes us on line by line. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, the piece gives us this simple, elegant invitation. See, it's not a command, it's more like a suggestion. It sets this tone that's less about finding all the right answers and more about just, being part of the experience. This one phrase is basically the key to the whole thing, so let's hang on to that as we move forward.
So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, what's so cool is that it doesn't start with some huge cosmic statement. Nope. Instead, it grounds us in a place we all know really, really well. The often messy, complicated space inside our own heads.
The lyrics just immediately tap into that feeling, right? That totally universal experience of just getting lost in your own thoughts. We've all been there, drifting through memories, worries, daydreams, that state where you're completely wrapped up in your inner world. Sometimes it's great, and, well, sometimes it's not.
And what's really fascinating is how the lyrics show us this. The phrase shows up in parentheses, almost like a quick little aside you'd say to yourself. And that choice? It perfectly captures that jumbled, sometimes overwhelming feeling of our own consciousness. It's this quiet little nod, admitting that, being lost in thought isn't always some peaceful meditation.
But just as we're settling into that idea of inner chaos, the song just pivots. It immediately puts the inner world right up against the outer world. It's saying, look, despite all that noise in your head, there's still a world to explore and a reason to be grateful. So right out of the gate, we're being asked to hold two really powerful things at once, our own complex inner life and this deep appreciation for the massive world outside of it.
Okay, so let's move into the song's chorus, because this is where things build into a really powerful statement about our reality. This section drops a pretty radical idea about where some of the biggest forces in our lives, I'm talking love and hate, actually come from.
I mean, this is just a brilliant way to lay out the song's central argument. It's suggesting that these huge emotions aren't just these external forces that happen to us. No, they're realities that we are actively building. Love is love because we, as a people, as a culture, have made it that way through our stories and actions. And hate only has power because we have given it that play. We're the ones who give it a role on the stage of life.
Let's just pull this one phrase out for a second, because we have made it that way. This right here is the absolute heart of the matter. It's this profound statement on human agency. The song is arguing that we aren't just passively living in our emotional world, we are its architects, its creators. We're the ones giving these powerful ideas their shape, their weight, and their meaning. So we've gone from the personal mind to how we collectively create meaning. And now the song pulls the camera way, way back to its biggest philosophical idea. It takes everything we've talked about and applies it to the biggest concept of all. Life itself. You can really see the progression the lyrics are walking us through. It all starts with being lost in freedom. That thrilling, maybe even a little scary, feeling of having infinite choices. Then the adventure unfolds as we actually make choices and start living. And that leads to this shared moment where we all realize something huge is happening. And finally, we open up our eyes to a brand new truth. So, what is that truth?
This is it. This is the big aha moment the whole song has been building towards. The idea that life isn't some race with a finish line. It has no destination. We're not trying to get somewhere. We're just on the journey. And that means life is something we make. And the perfect way to describe that act of creation is an endless walk. Now, in this final section, the song just beautifully ties all these threads together. It takes the inner chaos, the idea that we create meaning, and the whole philosophy of the endless walk, and boils it all down into one simple, powerful idea.
The song brings back these earlier lines, but wow, they hit different now, don't they? Being lost in freedom isn't just about feeling chaotic anymore. It's the very definition of our endless walk. And having a world to explore isn't just a nice thought, it's the whole point of the journey. Our freedom is what lets us explore.
And that brings us full circle, right back to where we started. That opening line, which at first felt like a gentle invitation, now lands as this profound conclusion. Think about it. If life truly has no destination, if it's an endless walk that we are making up as we go, then what else can you do? The only logical, joyful thing to do is to embrace the dance, to jump in, participate fully, and just move with the rhythm of the journey itself.
And this is the final image it leaves us with, just hanging there. An endless walk. The whole philosophy, the whole meditation, summed up in 3 simple words: A perfect reminder that the journey is the destination. The process is the prize.
And that really brings us to the end of our little explainer. You see, the song doesn't hand you a map. It just tells you that you're on a path you're making yourself. So the ultimate question it leaves us with is a really personal one. If it's your walk to create and your dance to embrace, where are you going to choose to go next?